Hello, beautiful humans. Tony Janae here. Welcome back to your mat. I'm really excited. We are doing an elevated block slow sculpt. So the only thing you need for the class is these two bad boys. So this is going to physically, metaphorically, and literally elevate our sculpting. We're going to work the entire body in an incremental way. We're going to target the core, then the booty, then the arms. So we're paying attention to every single muscle group, and we're taking it up a notch with these. So grab your bricks, have a little bit of space to boogie around, and we're going to start with the core. So you can set one of the blocks to the side and just grab one and slide that thing underneath your hips. But before you do that, try laying down. It'll be a lot easier if you lay down first. Don't worry, we're going to take it up. We're not going to sleep. We're lifting our hips up and we're sliding the block underneath our hips on the lowest setting. Now, if this is just too much, you don't have to put it underneath your hips. I just like it because what's coming next, it really totally helps with. So we're here. You're going to lengthen one leg out and then hug the opposite knee in. It doesn't really matter which knee. I'm grabbing my right, if you must know, and the left is out straight. So we're just going to open the hips for a hot second. This is a quick class, so we're getting right into it. And then you're going to do the opposite. Grab the left knee, squeeze, shimmy that thing side to side. Say hello to your knee. See how she's doing. My knees aren't even dirty. This is great. I always get my yoga clothes dirty within 12 seconds of putting them on. It looks like I rolled around in soy sauce, but not today. We're doing great. Now we're going to take it up. Here is where the core workout comes into play. Are you ready? So you're going to hug one knee in just like we did. Lengthen the, let's say, right leg out. We're starting with our left knee hugged in. You're going to peel your chest up just a little bit, and then you're going to alternate. So what we're doing is we're trying to scoop out the core right here while alternating each leg in. It's kind of nice because the hips are up, so I get a little bit more lengthen and a little bit more ab work here. Now you can have the hands behind the head, but whatever you don't squeeze your own cabeza, your own head. I want the elbows wide. Just support yourself a little bit. This is a very casual, cute, yummy way to warm up the core. But whatever you do, I want you driving your belly button into your aloe mat, past the block, into the earth, like really squeeze sandwich your spine. For 4, for 3, woo, for 2, and 1. Nice. Plant the feet down. Roll your hair to the side. Just kidding. I just have my hair down. I don't know why. It's just down. This is the way it is. Plant your feet into the mat. Lift your hips up and slide the block out from underneath you. That was short-lived. I know. So the block has a few different settings. I want you to take it hamburger style, which is like this way, in between your knees. So if you have the aloe blocks, you can see it facing you. You're sliding it in between your knees. And then you're going to squeeze your knees into the block. So from here, it doesn't really matter where it is. It's just on the setting to where your knees are a little wider than hip width distance. So begin this crunch so you can see your situation, your beautiful body today. Pull your core in, drive your belly button through the mat into the earth, into Pachamama. Lift the toes up, knee height, and make sure the knees don't come any far forward from your hips. So they're right stacked over your hips. You can either point or floint the toes. I always say floint. It's not a real word, but it's when you point at the ankle joint and flex the toes. The floint. That's what I'm choosing. So from here, with your shoulders peeling off the earth, you're going to slowly rotate from one side to the other. So all I'm doing is shimmying one knee further away from my chest, bringing it back in, and then sliding the other leg further away from my chest and bringing it back in. This is like the world's most simple movement, and oh my gosh, it does wonders. Now, if you're like, this is so easy, I don't feel anything, your knees are probably too close. You're here, not too much is going on. The further away you reach your knees away from your chest, further, maybe even past your hips, you're going to be like, oh, hello. If you don't want to use your hands, you don't have to. You can have the hands up by the sides. You don't want them to be helping you at all. So you're just sneaking one knee away and then the other. Notice your feet. They're going to want to come together. I like reaching my legs out to the side. It makes it even harder. So the heels aren't getting any closer to one another as you rotate. Everything is staying still. You're just reaching one femur bone away and then the other. How is that? You've been here for a minute. I'm proud of you. We're going to stay here for a few more seconds. So lift your cute little shoulders a little further up. Soften the face. Widen the feet a little bit more. And then squeeze the out of the block. Just squeeze the block for your life to engage the inner thighs and the deepest depths of your core. Because we want to strengthen our cores, ladies and gentlemen, for 3, for 2, and last one. Nice. From here, the block is still in between the thighs, which is nice. You're going to crunch up again. Take a breath in between rounds. Yeah, why not? Ready? Nice. So you're going to crunch up. You're going to tap the toes out now. So I'm keeping this 90-degree in my legs this entire time. I'm tapping my toes out to the earth or almost to the earth if you can't reach. The second your lower back starts to lift, you got to pause for a cause, reroute the abs. That's what's going to make you really feel this movement is keeping the lower back sandwiched. And then come up, just like that. Lower and come up. And notice my shoulders are up the entire time. So we're adding a crunch to this movement. Nice. And you can give yourself some relief by bringing the knees all the way into the chest, giving yourself a baby break, because when you push your knees out, you are driving your belly button down, barely tapping the toes. I am shaking. And remember the block. The block is there for a reason. Squeeze it like your life depends on it, keeping that 90-degree in the legs. So you have to really work to reach the tippy toes down. Good. Stay with me. It's just sensation. You can keep going. Move through the pain. You are strong. We're building mental resilience as well as physical strength on the mat. For 2 more. That's it. Last one. Tap the toes. And then bring your knees into your chest and release the block. Oh, give yourself a pat on the belly. That was nice. You can even rock your knees from one side into the next. Make sure to take deep, big belly breaths in between all of these movements, yes? Now we're going to target les booty. We're going to start by bringing the block in between your knees this time, the hamburger style. Hamburger? Hot dog? This is hot dog, right? Did you learn this in middle school? I did. So I mean long ways when I say that. In between your knees, you're going to squeeze the block as much as humanly possible. Now you're going to stay here. Recline your back all the way down. We're focusing on the butt now, which is great. We love her. We love our butts. Butts make the world go round. And you're going to see where your heels are. Can you tickle your own heels? I want you to bring them close to your hips. And your feet point forward. Your feet shouldn't be touching. Now they're just like, hip width distance apart, which is what we want. Press in your heels and lift the hips up. This is all we're doing. We're lifting up, squeezing, and then lowering. I want you to press into the block. And then I want you to press harder. I want to see if you can get a dent in your brick. Can you do that? I mean, try. Mess around and find out. Squeeze. So this is an inner thigh and booty work movement, which is really glorious. I'm just having my arms out straight, palms are on the mat, I'm breathing, and I'm using my glutes, driving into my heels to send the hips to the sky, baby. Good. For 10. Slow down. Fast up. Slow down. For 8. Yes. Squeeze your butt even more because you can. Keep the core engaged. Glorious. For 5. Yeah. 4. Stay. 3. Smile. 2. And 1. Hold the hips up. Squeeze into the block and up. Into the block and up. Go. Squeeze. Squeeze. Lift. Tone. Sculpt. Yes. For 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Slowly release the spine all the way back down to where it kisses the mat. Release the block from underneath you. And you can kind of come up for a bit here. I want you to plop the block in front of your hips, your beautiful booty. And we're going to do single leg bridges with the block. So we're going to make it a little bit elevated using the block. So I'm going to start with my right foot. Right heel goes onto the block that is just underneath. My foot. Recline back down. Roll your shoulders back a little. Send the left leg to the sky. Again, you can floint or point. It's up to you. On the next inhale, drive your heel into the block and lift. Slowly lower and lift. Yes. Lower and lift. Just like this. It's so easy. It's a simple movement, but boy, does it require a lot of muscles, a lot of attention. And we're slowly bringing some blood flow and strength to our booties. It's amazing. Good. Stay with me. For 5. Yes. For 4, we squeeze. For 3, how high can you get your hips? For 2, and you know what's coming. This last one, pulse up. Stay here with me, friends. For 8, 7, 6, squeeze. 5, 4, smile. 3, yes, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Oh my goodness. Give yourself a little love. Squeeze the leg, straighten the leg, get a quick little stretch in. Oh my goodness. Feels good. And then you're going to slowly come up. In between sides, you just need to shimmy the block over to the left. Real easy. So when you plant your left heel down, the block is there for support, elevation, all the things. Recline back down. Roll your shoulders back. Find that perfect placement. And then lift your right leg up to the sky. Your options are to point the toes, floint. You can even flex, whatever you're into. The leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. We just want it up, yeah? Are you ready? Drive into the left heel. Peel the hips off of the earth and squeeze your booty, baby. Good. Lower, lift, squeeze. Lower, lift, squeeze. Yes. Squeeze the booty. Keep the core engaged through the entire movement to keep it safe. And to keep it in the booty and not so much the hamstring. Good. You're driving into the left heel, lifting as high as you possibly can. Good. For 5. Yes. For 4, squeeze the left booty. 3. Yes. 2. Last one, you know what's coming. Pulse, hold, fight through the sensation, stay. Choose into this movement, squeeze, lift. Yes, for 6, 5, 4, smile. For 3, 2, and done. Slowly lower. Oh, give your legs some love, some little love squeezes, some love pats. Yum. Are you ready for what's next? We're going to send it into the arms. Now we're going to work our arms. This sequence is really fun. Okay, so we're going to start with the tricep muscles. What are those? They're these cute little horseshoes on the backs of your arms. I don't think I have any, but we're going to work them out, so hopefully they start to pop out. So there are a few settings on the block. I like to elevate the tricep dips with these guys. So I'm going to place these behind my seat. On the second setting, yes, if you're using the aloe blocks, they're flipped so the logo is on the sides. And they're outside of my hip points, yeah? So it's a little bit wider, so I have some space for my seat. Now my grip is to where 2 fingers, or 3 actually, are spilling over the side, and then the pinky and the thumb are squeezing the outside of the block. Knuckles are right butted up against the edge of that brick. Press into the hands, lift the hips up, and then you can cross the feet, one in front of the next. It doesn't matter. We're going to flip them halfway through, so who cares? It's the OCD in me. We're going to work both sides, even though the feet really don't matter. Are you ready? From here, you can keep your hips down or lift your onto your toes. You're going to bend the elbows and then straighten them. Bend and straighten. Now, as you do this, if your shoulders are creeping up to your ears, it is no bueno for the shoulder girdle. I want you to press out of the shoulders, roll the shoulders back, pull the abs in, and take this movement from this tall, nice extension throughout the spine. We dip. Slow down, fast up. Slow down, fast up. Yes. Good. Keep moving. For 5. Taking it slow. How is the core? Squeeze it in a little more. Nice. 2. And 1. Little pulses. Stay low. Get low. Pulse, baby. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Done. Nice. We're just going to swap sides, though. Uncross and recross the feet, so you can have the feet down or on your tippy toes. I like the tippy toes. But do you, boo. Again, the shoulders shouldn't be creeping up towards the ears. You want to roll the shoulders back, pull the low belly in, and focus on the arms. We bend, send the hips towards your heels and straighten. Bend and straighten. Tricep dips. I cannot help but think of that song, When I Dip, You Dip, We Dip here. Just live a little, have some fun. Go to the beat of any music, maybe the song in your head or the song right here. Good. For 4, yes. For 3, woo. For 2, and 1, hold it low. Give me pulses. Don't think about it. Just do it. Send it, baby, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Oh my goodness. Give yourself a squeeze. Give yourself some love. Hello, tricep muscles. That is the muscle that straightens the arm, extends. It's really cute. Nice to have it healthy and happy. We want to work our muscles so that we're hugging our skeleton to our bones so we have longevity in our life. We can pick up our kids and throw them around. We can have a healthy yoga practice or a fitness practice. So next up, we're going to do some things kind of more up on the mat. So you can set one of these blocks out to the side because we do not need both of these bad boys. And you're going to stand on up. I'm going to come in the center of my mat because you really don't need to be at the top for these. You're going to grab this block in between your thighs. So again, it's this long way. Aloe Yoga logo is out. You're going to squeeze, press firmly into the block. You're going to sit low into your Utkatasana chair for all you yogis. If you're not a yogi, that just means chair pose. It's a specific kind of squat. How you want your legs to be aligned is you want to shift your knees back. Spine is super tall. And then hinge at the hips. Nice. Squeeze the block. I want you to make dents in your brick. I want you to squeeze the brick like your life depends on it. And then look at your toes. I want you to pick up all 10 of your toes because you don't need them. You can have your hands at heart center here, and I just want you to squeeze up and down. Just little pulses to start. Now remember the squeeze. I'm going to squeeze the block. Squeeze harder for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Start to see how much of a range of motion you can get now. Can you reach the butt super far back? Keeping the toes up the entire time. That articulates muscles from the feet to the ankles all the way up the front of the legs, not just the back. It's nice. We get a nice architecture in the heels and all the way up the legs. Find your fullest range of motion in your squat and never forget about squeezing the brick. Good. For 4. Yes. For 3, last 2, and 1. Hold here. We're just holding. We're making this isometric contraction. Just the squeezing and hugging in of the block, the inner thighs, the spreading of the sit bones and the rounding down of the outer hips. Toes stay lifted and you hold here, smile, and just commit to this movement. Be so grateful that we have a body to move in, baby. How lucky are we? Good. For 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Last one. Exhale to release. Grab the brick from underneath your thighs. Now you're going to take this in between your arms, your hands, yes? So it's long ways now. Yoga logo, the aloe logo in between your hands. You can see it. You're going to, again, take this chair pose. The knees are about hip width distance apart and maybe a little bit more narrow. So as you exhale, you're going to lower the block to touch and kiss the knees. As you inhale, you're lifting the block as high as she will go. As soon as the elbows start to bend, I want you to stop. Re-straighten the arms. Keep them straight the whole time. As you exhale, the block lowers. As you inhale, it lifts. This is a beautiful sculpting movement. It requires the entire body. You get way more out of movements that require the entire body. Here we are, squeezing the block. Do not let those elbows bend. Try to get as high as you can. Every day looks different. Sometimes I can get all the way overhead. Others not so much, but I want your arms straight and squeeze the block so much. Press your finger pads into the block. Good. For 4. Nice. For 3. How are your toes? Are they still lifted? Lift them up for 2. Nice. And 1. You know I love my pulses. Wherever your fullest range of motion is, start to pulse. Squeeze, lift, Here. Yes. For 5. For 4. Woo! For 3, 2, and 1. Lower the block to the earth. Ain't that lovely? The block really takes it up. You have this brick, this prop, so that you can get more out of your time on the mat. This is a perfect class for starting the day, getting your movement going. It's definitely stackable, so this is something you can repeat and get more out of. But I'm just happy you're here with me on the mat. So I'm going to start on my left leg. So I'm going to shimmy the block just to the left region of the mat, plant my foot on top of it, and see if I can feel stable here. I'm using my right toes for a little bit of stability right next to it. I'm going to give myself this nice knee drive, and then I'm going to shoot the leg back and find a lunge. So you're just doing a lunge to a knee drive with the block. Now, if this just feels too unstable, take it really slow or maybe find a wall. I want you to try, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. No worries. Everything I say is not a command. It's just a suggestion anyways. So when you lower, I want you to lean forward. My spine is still straight. It's not arched over, but I'm putting more weight into my heel. Let the left heel be doing all the work. You're driving into the heel. You're not pressing off of this back foot. There's no springing. It's all sorts of slow and controlled. And when we hinge at the hips and lean forward, it makes the movement more booty focused. And you know your girl loves a booty workout. So lean forward. This is a very Pilates style movement. Now finding a point of focus that isn't moving helps so much. We're not here for much longer, so stay with me. For 3, yes. For 2, last. Full range right here, knee drive. Plant the right foot back and give me pulses. Stay, choose in, commit, don't think about it. Pull your low belly in, roll the shoulders back. Engage the left glutes and stay for 3, for 2, and 1. Nice. Oh, give yourself a pat on the butt. That is a good. Now, we're going to go both ways. We went left, now we go right. So now my block is in the right region of the mat. So I can step my right foot on her. So you step up, find the placement of your foot that feels comfortable. Take the knee drive, find the point of focus that isn't moving, and begin the movement. You'll notice one side is more stable than the other, or asymmetrical, it's chill, or you're perfect on both sides, but that ain't me, girly. I am all sorts of wobbly on this side, and this is my dominant side. What the? Just noticing, not judging. Good, slowly lower. Again, remember that hinging forward in the hips. So it's booty focused, not springing off of the back heel. It's using the momentum and the drive in the right heel. Notice when you're using your right heel to lower and come up, the right glute sings. It's on fire, and that is what we want. Yes, glorious. For 4, ha. Yes. For 3, we're going all sorts of slow. Last 2, whee. And full knee drive, last one, pulse it out with me. Choose in, lean forward, tall spine, only hinging from the hips and stay. For 5, yes. 4, squeeze for 3, 2, and done. Give yourself a pat on the butt. We have one last movement of class. 1, and that is it. This is a quick, cute sculpt. Grab your block, put it in between your hands, like so. Straighten your arms out. As we come into a malasana squat, the arms lift, and as we come up, the arms lower shoulder height. Now notice, my toes are out, my heels are in, my knees go wide. I want you to act like someone is pulling your knees wide the entire time. The knees are going wide, 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 and staying wide to get you up. So that makes the outer booty do all the work. Yes. The arms are lifting and lowering, coordinating with the movement. Nice. Keep the arms so straight, strong, streamlined, and sexy. Good. For 4. Yes. Squeeze the booty at the top for 3. For 2. Ay, ay, ay. Stay, last one. Block out shoulder height. Lower halfway down and just squeeze. Yes, stay. Pulse here for 5. 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Stand all the way up. Give yourself a pat on the booty because you deserve it. And that is it. Doesn't take much to torch the body. Now again, if you need a little bit more, by all means, retake this class or stack it with any of the other classes that I have to offer. Remember to stay hydrated, clean up your space, restack your bricks, and I cannot wait to see what classes you take next and get to know you in the comments below. But I appreciate you more than you know, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste, Tani Janae.